updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia. Let's
Welcome
go.
back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. According to Minority Leader Calvin Morris, Tobagonians should no longer accept excuses from the Farley Augustin-led THA administration. He was responding to complaints from workers in the Agriculture Development Department who did not receive salaries for 3 fortnights. Secretary Natisha Charles Panton stated that it was because of an inherited budgeting issue. Out of a budget of $24.6 million, a total of $23.7 goes towards wages. That money is released in tranches and cannot always cover wages immediately, but Charles Manton said attempts are being made to fix the problem. However, Morris said that after a year and 5 months in office, the administration continues to break its promises to pay workers on time. Meanwhile, the current CEO of the Tobago Festivals Commission and owner of Stage Solutions Limited, Elvis Rajman, failed to convince the court to grant an injunctive relief against the THA. Rajman sought to prevent the THA from utilizing other vendors to provide stage and lighting solutions for the Tobago Jazz experience. He previously serviced other jazz events before the pandemic. However, Justice Robin Mohammed found no merit for an injunction. Rajman was then ordered to cover the cost of legal fees for the THA. He was represented by his wife, Melanie Roberts Rajman. And nationally, tempers rage on Wednesday night in a consultation held by the Regulated Industries Commission at the Centrepoint Mall in Chaguanas. Opposition MPs Dinesh Rambali, Rudinath Indar Singh, Barry Padarat, and more attended. The commotion started early in the meeting when resident Dulachan Chattergoon interrupted the RIC Executive Director Glenn Khan, telling him to get on with the point, while other residents clapped and shouted their agreement. The meeting then degenerated into chaos. And that was in news in 90 seconds. And well, viewers, it is a wonderful, beautiful Friday morning. It is, of course, St. Patrick's Day. If you're into that sort of thing, you know you're going to have some fun tonight. But if you're not quite into the St. Patrick's Day, celebrations and observances and that sort of thing, I'm going to tell you about something else that you could still have some fun with, most importantly, family fun with, and that's happening at the Food Hub. So to tell us more about that this morning, we have Mr. Salazar, who is the CEO of the Tobago Agribusiness Development Corporation, better known as Tadco. Good morning and welcome to you. So how are you this fine morning?
Morning, thanks for having us. It's actually the Shore Park Food Hub, we call it. And it's the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company Limited. A lot of persons leave out the limited.
True.
So we wanna try to keep those things in check. Yes, the Food Hub is alive, and we are embarking on high activity in the next month to 2 months. Actually, we started off last Thursday with the aerobics at 5 to 6. Last Thursday, and then a karaoke on Thursdays. So we now have aerobics and karaoke on Thursdays. On Saturday, we launched the All Fours competition. And next Sunday, we'll be launching the Men Can Cook competition. These activities are with the view to spur more economic activity by the vendors who participate at the Food Hub and to help them develop their competencies and develop their business, right? Because we are providing a space for agro entrepreneurs at the Food Hub for them to be able to build themselves and build their businesses, right? And at Tadco, remember, our mandate is food security as well as providing an enabling environment for agro entrepreneurs, whether it be at the primary production level, which is farmers, or at the agribusiness or agro processing level, which is the persons who sell at the Food Hub, and those who actually produce on our behalf at Tadco, where we sell many of those products. If you're familiar with some of the products like the cassava bread, the cassava fruit cake, the farine, the waffle mixes, right? So the Food Hub is really alive. and the activities are going to be increasing as we expand. The aerobics is $45 a session, 160 for the month. The prizes for the men can cook is $5,000. Sorry, it's a group of 5 persons. The registration is $500. The All Force competition is very much alive. It's actually on a Saturday and a Wednesday. So there's increased activity at the food hub. As a result, the prize for that is $15,000.
And where can people find just that information about how to get involved? Is it that they
Right.
can just come to the food hub and ask, or
No, you can visit our office at Tadco, or you can go online, and you can also call us at 639-4017, extension 1017, or you can contact Miss Andrea Jones Sandy through any of those extensions that I mentioned, right? And we can go from there as it relates to how we'll register you and for the different activities that you might be interested in. And as I said, it's family-oriented activities we're trying to create so that there'll be more activity for the vendors
Certainly.
and persons.
Because
we
it's
also
important.
have events coming up in terms of some parties that will be hosted at the food hub, right? So we already have our cut license already, just in case people asking.
Certainly. Now, I mean, of course, it's very important that we do this because as Tadco is developing agro-processors or assisting the farmers and stuff to develop their products, they need a place to sell.
Correct.
And then we've noticed now, earlier this week, we saw Sangre Grande open their own food hub. So it appears as though Tadco is leading the way.
Yes, and Tobago with this initiative, yes, because we have had that vision. We launched the food hub in October 2022, as you would know. And since then, we've been working on developing the food hub and making it a mainstay on the island. And we're also looking at going forward with the initiative of the Le Great River Cocoa Experience. As a matter of fact, this morning, a team of our staff are carrying a group of persons from the office of the chief secretary up there this morning. So they're on the trail. They'll be heading up to the Twin River waterfalls. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Oh, I've been there a couple times.
Great. So you're familiar. So we're working on that at this point. We have a team going up there to enjoy the nature and the beauty of the estate. It's 150 acres. It's been rehabilitated as a cocoa estate. So it is the newest agro-tourism project, or product rather, for Tobago. And it's been built out. And we're inviting persons to come and participate in the estate. There's room for camping, there's room for river lime, there's room for visiting historical sites. For example, there's a water wheel there that you can visit. And so we are building out that agro-tourism product as well, under the Tadco umbrella, of course. So
I mean, as we
activities
talk,
for family.
certainly. Now, as we speak about all these things, I mean, it seems as though Tadco is the most, probably the highest revenue earner right now in the THA. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. and I mean, the team is really working hard at Tadco to build out the agricultural sector. It's not just about the agritourism aspect, as I mentioned just now, but it's really a holistic evolution for Tobago and its agricultural sector. And we're looking at food security. So what we're looking to do through, for example, our poultry contract farming initiative, we are promoting the cheapest source of protein, right, by engaging agricultural desirous entrepreneurs so that they could participate in the project where we provide feed, the chicks, and medication now to the farmers. They basically get compensated when they bring back the birds to us, which we buy back from them, and all costs are taken out at the end.
Now, give me an idea of what kind of revenue have we been seeing in this past, I guess the past year and a half from Tadco, from all the initiatives that you guys been doing?
Oh, well, I'll be honest with you, at this juncture, we're now in March. This is the first quarter, first half year rather. So what we're doing is we're actually working on our accounts right now. So I'll have to get back to you with that. I wouldn't want to provide those figures as yet. But we are diligently looking at our revenue and ensuring that we can get the best bang for buck. at
And
this point in
certainly,
time.
and then when with that money that comes in, does it stay with Tadco to reinvest in the company and the agro-processors and
Yes, yes.
farmers?
Actually, you would have noticed in the last year we would have spent significant amount of money in training, particularly for the poultry project initiative that I just mentioned, and that's because we want to build the capacity on the island. And in order to do that, you have to transfer knowledge, and most of the
Right.
knowledge is going to come from institutions that we have partnered with, such as the Kariri. We recently had a media launch with collaboration through a MOU with NAMDEVCO. We have a MOU being developed right now for the poultry sector initiative that we're working on. That way, we can again bring more capacity to the island as it relates to the poultry sector. We're also looking at developing contracts with the farmers who produce root crops and vegetables and other items. And we're working with our agro processors in terms of providing supply for them so that there can be a consistent, reliable, high quality product coming out of Tobago.
And it is important for the public of Tobago to buy into this. And viewers, you can buy into this at the Food Hub.
Correct. That's one way to start for the smaller entrepreneurs. We're also building capacity as it relates to having distributors partner with us so that we can take large volumes of product to other markets outside of Tobago and within Tobago.
So could you just go over like some of the products that we can get at the Food Hub?
So at the Food Hub, there are local winemakers. There are persons who make menus right on site, and we have like live cooking that takes place. We have firecrackers there, we have dirt ovens there, 2 dirt ovens and 3 firecrackers. So there are persons who utilize those spaces. There are persons who prepare meals in advance and come there and retail. There are persons who retail some of the Tobago traditional sweets, and we're already promoting the indigenous culinary art of Tobago, basically.
So basically, the stuff that you can get at the Food Hub is local stuff. And I'm
Yes,
seeing, as
indigenous.
we're speaking about it, just stick a pin. We're seeing here on this ad a Fish Friday happening. You missed that one.
Yes, I missed that one. And that's coming up. That's going to be at the last Friday of this month. That will be the 31st of this month. So, and that is something that we're definitely working on.
No, I mean, we've tried Fish Fridays before in Tobago, but it sort of fizzled out the previous attempts. What is going to make this one remain?
So with the competitions that we've created started in the last few days, we're promoting the other events that will be coming up. That's one way we're hoping for it to stay. More importantly, the fish that we're looking to promote here is to come from the boat that belongs to the Tobago, which is the Capital of Paradise. Right. So that Capital of Paradise one, the bycatch from that is what we're hoping to have available on Friday for that Fish Friday. So we promote it in that way. One, two, the types of menus that will be presented. We've asked the vendors to give consideration, so we are waiting a feedback from them as well. That will help in bringing the patrons to support it, because we're looking at what is going to be presented.
Now, is it going to be at any point in time the fishermen that are attached to the Capital of Paradise, would they at all be, making their famous fish broths?
Of course, and that would be once they're here, because it's logistics, of course, right?
Certainly.
Yeah. If it is that they are here, they will be there to give us that presentation. Yeah. So that's one of the things that we're going to be working with.
I mean, that's certainly something to look forward to because, well, I mean, I have sampled it, viewers. I've sampled it for you because, that's my purpose, right? So, I mean, and the fishermen on that boat, they know how to make some good fish broths.
That is exact. Yeah, that is
right?
true.
With the fish tail and so on. Now, what are some of the other things that we can expect?
So, the men who can cook, I think that's a big competition.
Yes, I want to. Yes, let's stick there for a little bit.
So we've invited the various divisions as well as some of the paramilitary services to participate in this competition, and there's always how should I say, an attraction when a man goes in the kitchen.
Yes.
So
men know how to cook, especially when it comes to meat.
Correct. So the competition will focus on meat, as well as a drink, as well as a nice presentation that we would hope to have a panel of judges that will entice you to want to participate. And we're still taking registration for the men and cooking.
And when is this happening?
That is happening next Sunday, the 26th of March. It starts at 2 p.m. It's supposed to start.
Great. And then if someone, remember, if a public just wants to go around and sample all the thing and do their own judging, is there a cost attached to that?
There's no cost attached to attending, and the participants or competitors will actually provide small samples. It will not be very, very large amounts. So you'll have to get there first.
And it's going to be good. I mean,
and it's going to be recorded and promoted otherwise.
Certainly. Is there going to be any special food that's going to be prepared? Any special focus?
There's the focus on the meats. So what we're going to be looking at is the meats that we will provide. For the most part, Tadco is looking at providing the meats for the event at this point in time, so that the competition will be judged primarily on the meat and the drinks that we want you to. And there'll be two types of drinks, non-alcoholic and alcoholic.
And of course, this is coming mostly from using the products or the produce and meat and stuff from local farmers.
Preferably, yes. We're asking for that because we want to highlight. What we want to do is bring back the desire for the indigenous culinary aspects of Tobago. That in the context of, there was a time when everybody leaving Trinidad would want to come and say they want to eat something from Tobago.
Yes.
Now we find that has died a bit. So we want to try to bring back that from the Tobago perspective and promote the Tobago food, because there's a lot to be desired of it. If you realize, or even the thrust towards the alternative flours, Tobago has been known for that prior to now. So we're bringing it back and highlighting it as a mainstay now. So we wanted, as one of our directors would speak towards the idea of transitioning or influencing what we eat. This initiative is towards that. This Men Can Cook initiative will also help towards that. So
then this is not just for one day, if I'm not mistaken.
No. This is going to run for approximately a month and a half.
So 6 weeks. Yes, 6 weeks of Men Can Cook competition.
Yes.
Viewers, 6 Sundays in a row, you can go and sample.
Actually, they'll be missing every other Sunday.
Okay, so every other Sunday, you can go and sample what our men can do.
And that will translate into a challenge trophy that you will have to defend in the next year, along with the $15,000 prize, the $5,000 prize. Sorry,
$5,000 prize.
$15,000 is for the All Fours competition, right? And the All Fours competition has approximately 12 teams registered, and they're still actually up to yesterday persons interested in participating. So we are willing to take applications still. And if you want to get a health on, we have the aerobics on a Tuesday. And if you have that singing voice and you feel that you can do a good rendition of a famous tune, come and participate.
Every Thursday night, karaoke happens.
Every Tuesday night for karaoke, every Thursday for aerobics. And the All Fours competition is every Saturday and Wednesday for the next month.
And then the fish fry.
And the fish Friday is
every Friday.
Well, every Friday starting from this Friday. From last Friday of every month, from this month.
Okay, so the last Friday of every month.
Yes, from this month.
So just to clarify, folks, the fish fry is the last Friday of every month. And we certainly hope that this time around, we can have some longevity when it comes to the fish fry. Because like I said, it's been tried many times, but it seemed to never stick.
Yeah, well, we're going to make every effort to ensure that it's there. You have the ad as you see, and we also promote it on our social media, as well as we'll be going around to different stations and having a conversation on these activities so that we can promote it. And it's all towards helping the agro-processor on the island develop their businesses through the Food Hub initiative.
Yes.
So these are some of the marketing initiatives that are being engaged, also to promote Tadco, because if the ingredients, as we mentioned earlier, with the Men Can Cook, we'll be using many of our ingredients at Tadco, and we want them as secret ingredients as well in the competition.
Some exciting times.
Yes.
And now, I know that the Food Hub, had had a little bit of a slow start.
Yes, it did.
And there was a lot of people, hoping that when we were in the thick of the cruise season, I know the cruise season is just cruise ship season is just winding up now. Now we were hoping that we could channel those visitors that come off the cruise and just want to walk around, could channel them all the way to Shore Park so that they can experience the food. Now, do you think that as we're getting ready, when the next cruise season starts back in October, November of this year, the food hub would be alive and well every day of the week so that we can, service our visitors?
Correct. And that is also part of the desired results from these initiatives, because the food hub will only be as successful as the participation by the vendors. So the vendors have to come out. Once they're coming out, we are going to employ the initiatives to support them. But if they're not coming out, as has been in the past, and these activities hopefully will change that paradigm, we would be able to reach out to the cruise ships and have that as a staple for them when they get here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we won't have to be complaining about the tourists just wandering around, just, aimlessly, while Scarborough doesn't have much to offer them and that sort of thing. So, I mean, just for a quick roundup, because we're ready to wrap this interview, just for the viewers to know, what are some of the special events coming at the food hub, and of course when the food hub is opened? Right.
So we open, well, as of now, we'll be opening, as of this week, we're opening on Wednesdays because of the All Force competition.
Yes.
So Wednesdays, Thursdays we have aerobics 5 to 6. Then we have the karaoke starting at 7, and that goes until. On Fridays, there's normal activity there, but the last Friday in every month, we will be having the Fish Friday. On Saturday, we resume with All Force competition at 4 in the evening. And then coming 26th of March, we will be starting the Men Can Cook competition. And we have some major sponsors. We have Berry sponsoring prizes. We have Maritime. We have NFM. We have Apex, just to name a few.
So exciting times coming up. So viewers, if you're looking for some good family time, most importantly, if you want to find out how you could support some of our local food processors and, just know what we are producing here in Tobago, because there's quite a lot's been spoken in the past year of what we are producing, what Tadco is helping to do. So if you want to see for yourself and you want to judge, then you need to go down to the food hub, you need to experience it all, and then you can form your own opinions.
And I'd like to add that you can bring your cooler as well.
You can bring your cooler as well and enjoy yourself, bring your family, and have a good time.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Salazar. It was a pleasure speaking to you. And viewers, we have got a lot more coming up for you on the program, so please don't go anywhere. We'll go back after this break.
Tobago updates.